Into a little bit of an issue. That was very annoying last night. Our freshwater pump broke and I'm looking at it. I did jerry-rig it to run manually by bypassing the orange cable there. That orange cable is the pressure switch. So I bypassed it. I just short this cable that goes into our breaker switch directly into the right cable. Flick the switch on and it will turn on. Not a good idea because there's no pressure switch. So pressure might be building and the pump won't stop. So eventually it's going to stress out the other plumbing we have around the boat. So I've got a new unit, just came back from West Marine. And I'll be installing this one now. So the first thing you want to do whenever you're working with electricals is to turn off the power. The reason for that, once you start unwinding the cables, they can't touch each other or you'll have sparks. I mean, that may not scare you depending on your tolerance for risk and fire, but it's going to add to your work because if you do have a breaker or a fuse, that's going to burn the fuse, so that just adds to your work, things that you have to do. So I already turned off the power from the breaker. I also run my voltmeter through it just to make sure things are really off. In addition to that, for this one, we'll have to switch off the main supply valve and also the other one before I completely disconnect this. Cool. That is that. I will bring my flashlight here so you guys can see better what I'm doing back inside there. The nice thing about the Jebsco, they've got this, they call it the whale plug or something, that makes taking off a little easier. So now the plumbings are disconnected. Next one, I need to unscrew it off the backing plate or plywood. Now, because of access issue, I've chosen to use this gooseneck. I don't know if it'll help or not. I think it'll make it more ergonomic, but we shall see. Work. That's great. Off. I need to uncoil the electrical tape that I put in there for the makeshift wiring. Now please don't do this, as this will come loose. The adhesive will also wear out over time, so they will come apart. It's question of when. You want to do shrink tubing wherever possible. And they're also a pain to remove. Okay, so if you can see, that's what I had to do last night. I basically cut the wires, so the top part here is the diaphragm, and it's got a pressure switch, and when the pressure switch is connected, or it turns on, it sends the electron down this red wire into the motor. So they are wired in series, as you can see. This is coming from source into the pressure switch, out this way, and into the motor in series like that. So if this cuts off, the motor cuts off. By cutting the motor wire and wiring it directly into the power source, I was basically able to turn on the motor or the pump from the breaker panels. Of course, the problem with that is that this is supposed to cut off at 60 psi. Obviously, if you were to do that, it doesn't cut off. So pressure was probably building higher than 60 psi. And I guess fortunately or accidentally, it ended up going into the hot water tank. It's got a pressure release valve that's rated about 75 psi, and so yeah, while this was running, and if the whole system was overpressured, the gas came out of the hot water tank in the engine bay. So yeah, that's a little bit about how these things work. Alright, I'm trying to undo the old the makeshift electrical tape I put in place to just get some water running through our boat. It is temporary. There you go, one down. So the next thing that you want to make sure is that there is no current running through those wires. Yep, and it's safe. Double check. Yep, less than a volt. So that is good. Alright, I'm finally done with, oh, one more shrink tubing. I thought I was done with crimping. I added an inline fuse. I don't think that was necessary since we already have the breaker. However, I figure it's better safe than sorry. So, can't hurt. Next step is probably to test this whole rig to see if they work as intended. I'm not going to screw it in yet. I do definitely want to plug in the hoses.
Yeah.
Should cut off at 60. Beautiful. Beautiful. Cool. That's the end of it. I'm just gonna bolt it in to the plate.